I just want to run through the top numbers for you there. Yeah. Revenues up 21% to 3.4 billion rand, and we've got best orders up 20% to 3.2 billion rand. You've got an order book of 3.4 billion rand. Everything looks rosy. You are operating in a sector where there's opportunity from what we see. Those who are outside, you're in mines, you're in infrastructure, you are in the energy space. Yeah. Give us a perspective on just how much opportunity lies there when you look at Southern Africa and where you're operating. Yeah.
Well, when we look at the numbers, what we have is that, which we think it's positive, is that we maintained our order book. And I think on the difficult trading conditions that we face today, it has been challenging. What is good is that our base orders, which is orders below 100 million rand, and that increased by 20%. This brings us confidence that we have got the bread and butter coming into the company. Now, power infrastructure, as you said, has been a driver, and it has been quite good. Also, some of our exports into, as you said, into DRC, into Mozambique, has helped our numbers. What we see in Southern Africa, we are seeing a rebound on the mining sector, we are seeing a rebound on the mineral sector, and in South Africa we are seeing our customers spending more money on OPEX projects, which has been not happening until now. So we don't still see the big CAPEX projects, the big large projects, but we are seeing business coming back.
They are not on the table yet. But let's talk about mining, for instance. Let's just separate mining from the rest of these other opportunities that you have. In mining, where is that money coming from when you look at your order book?
Well, the money are coming from global customers. You see Vale coming into Mozambique.
So we're talking coal in Mozambique.
Yeah, coal in Mozambique. You see Rio Tinto coming in Mozambique. But it's not only mining. You see oil and gas. You see, we have seen NEI from Italy discovering large gas fields in Mozambique. We have seen some discoveries still coming in the western part of Africa as far as oil and gas is concerned. We see Rio Tinto and Vale going into Guinea. So a number of the very large mining groups are coming into Africa.
So we're talking iron ore, we're talking oil, we're talking coal across Africa. What about in South Africa itself? Is it just a power story?
No. South Africa, we have seen our mining customers investing in OPEX projects, and that's mainly on energy efficiency, on replacing old motors, on replacing old switchgear. So it's not just the power industry. I would say probably 60-40. When it comes between the power and the automation sectors.
Right. What about in the mining sector? We know, of course, South Africa is home to the largest platinum deposits in the world. We're talking now about Impala potentially getting into trouble with its workers. We know the other miners have also been battling costs that have been escalating.
Look, costs come, company are cutting costs everywhere. I mean, once the revenues are not there, one way of to cut costs. And one good part that helps ABB is that mining companies are looking at energy efficiency, cutting costs into electricity, and producing their own electricity. So that helps us as those investments are coming through.
Yeah. Now, of course, you're operating across Africa. We spoke about the work that's going on in the central parts of Africa and Southern Africa. Now, when you look at how you're operating in those regions, you are having to negotiate with some very, let me put it this way, a disparate group of governments. How difficult is it to do business in those parts of Africa?
Well, I have had this question probably the fourth time today, so it seems to be common to a lot of people. If you look at Africa, you have got countries where it is more difficult. The other ones are easier to do business with. Certainly, South Africa is within the easiest ones, and countries surrounding South Africa. And I'm talking about SACU countries. I'm talking about Mozambique. It's not difficult at all. As you go further north, I think that the biggest problem is our bureaucratic problems than anything else.
Right.
But we work with global customers, global mining customers. We work with the World Bank. We work with financial agencies, so we don't find it that difficult to do business with.
Is it improving? Because one of the stories that people have been telling, and I attended Davos last month, earlier this month, in fact last month. Now, one of the issues that keeps cropping up is the fact that Africa is the next frontier. People are talking about Africa with excitement, and there's a lot of positive sentiment about some of the changes that we've seen on the ground. Are you seeing in your dealings with governments and companies that change?
A lot of change. I mean, and that change, we don't have to go too far back. You know, it is a lot easier to do business today than it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And the more countries are looking at foreign direct investment to help creating employment, the more you see the easiness to do business with those countries. So it's a big difference. We are extremely positive about doing business in Africa.
Yeah. Now, at the top of the show, my first question to you was how much opportunity there is in Africa at the moment. Now, when one looks at Africa's infrastructure inadequacies and the amount of infrastructure that's required, the figures that have been quoted run into billions and billions of dollars. Yes. From a power producer like yourselves, surely that's a huge opportunity. When you look at your order book and where you are now, and you look into the future, how much opportunity do you see to grow that order book? I'm hoping you can give me a sense into the future of maybe a doubling or a tripling of the order book.
Yes, well, probably I'm as positive as you are.
You know,
ABB is looking at businesses and geographical areas that are better than the world growth. If you put the world GDP growth at 4%, we are looking at between 12 and 15% per year. So if you look at 2015, you are looking at doubling our business by 2015.
So there's huge opportunity across the African continent. You're tapping into it.
Yes, we are.
Carlos, thanks very much for coming through today.